Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb.
On our last tutorial, we learned how to draft this corset deep yoke neckline. So in this tutorial, we'll be learning how to sew it. You can see that I've cut out my pattern. It's 4 piece each for both the lining and the main material. You can see the bust cup is 4 piece each for both the lining and the material. So the front yoke neckline is cut on fold, while the back yoke is cut 2 piece. I won't be doubling it. So this is the main bodice. I'm just opening it up like so. I'm just arranging it the way it's going to be. So this is the cup part. I'm simply arranging it the way it should be. So you make sure the bust cup facing the center front is placed rightly, while the bust cup facing the side front is also placed rightly. So pin up your bust cup, and you are going to pin the side front and the center front. You are just basically going to pin up where you are going to sew, and that is what I'm doing.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your.
So when you are done pinning the bust cup, you are going to pin the side front and the center front like that, right side facing each other.
Aspirations, I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you.
So you are also going to pin the other parts. So you are also going to pin the lining the way you pinned it. So we are going to go ahead and sew it down. So you can see the lining, I've also pinned it down. So look at both lining and both material the way I pinned them down. You can see the bust cup, I've pinned them down. So I'll go ahead and sew it. So this is the back. I'm going to remove the pattern and I will set it the way I'm going to pin it. So I'm just notching the upper area because I know that when I remove the pattern, it might get confused. So I'm notching the upper area, and I will also notch the part where I'm going to join to the side back, so I don't get confused. So it's very important you also do that on your own material. So I'm just separating the lining and the main material. So I'm just going to set it the way I'm going to pin it, and after that I will go ahead and sew it. So you are just pinning one part of the center front to the side back. You are also going to pin the other part and also the lining. So when you are done pinning them, you also go ahead and sew them down.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, 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 today's gonna be a good.
So I've gone ahead to sew the front pieces together. You can see the bust cup. So you will notice that the main material, I also join the center front. Okay, so I join the center front, leaving the space where my net is going to be attached to open, and you will notice the lining I didn't join the center front is still apart. So you are just going to go ahead and do the same thing for your own. You can see the back pieces, I also joined it the way I pin it, both the lining and the main material. So this is the bra cup I'm going to use for this tutorial. So just get your bra cup, and what I'm doing is just to mark the center point of that bra cup. So when you mark the middle point of the bra cup, just make sure that the seam line, the center line of your cup pieces, is matched to the center point of your bra cup. Okay, this is just the way you are going to place it rightly. So when you are done, just pin it down, and you are going to go and sew it down the way it is.
Yo, sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds.
So for the lining, I'm going to pin the cup part, and I will go and sew it down. So I'll do the same thing for the other parts.
Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna...
So this is the front lining. I've joined the cup pieces just like I showed you guys, and this is also the how I used the cup pieces to cover our bra cup. So I'm going to reduce this bra cup because it covers even the half-inch seam allowance I added in order to join the deep yoke neckline. So I'll go ahead and reduce the bra cup by half-inch. But if the bra cup that you used is okay, if it didn't cover both the half-inch seam allowance that you are going to use to join your yoke neckline, you can leave it. But if it's like mine, you can reduce it so it can be like this. So you can see that we have our half-inch seam allowance up there. Okay, so that is basically what you are going to do.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun.
So what I'm going to do now is to carefully pin the bra cup to the center front pattern. So make sure that you match both seam lines. Okay, so I will pin it down, then I'll go to my sewing machine and I will sew it down.
Step 1, wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of prep.
So after sewing them down, this is how it looks like. So you will notice that I joined the center front. Okay, the main material I joined it at the center front, and the lining I didn't join it. So I joined the main material at the center front. I stopped 1 inch before where my deep yoke neckline stopped. Okay, so this is how it's going to be placed. So this is very technical, guys. Just take your time. So on my material, I notched where this deep yoke neckline stopped. So I'm just going to start from there. I'm going to place my mesh material there, and I will start pinning it. So you should take your time. This is very, very technical. So just take your time and make sure to pin it very well. So I'll go ahead and pin it, and Once I'm done pinning this side, I will go and sew it down before I pin the other side.
Easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a...
So this is how it looks like after sewing it down. So I'll go ahead and pin the other part carefully. So after pinning it, you will also go and sew it down.
Show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, really gon' rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
So after sewing it down, this is how it looks like. I also placed this on my body to see how it looks like. So I just want to confirm that everything is okay. And yes, I'm already feeling the blouse at this point. So can you see how our beautiful deep yoke neckline sits? It sits very well, and also our corset, everything is coming out fine at this point. And yes, we are on the right track.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go.
So you remember that I told you guys that when I stitched the center front, I stopped 1 inch before where the deep yoke neckline stopped. Okay, so I'm going to stitch up that opening.
I've been doing shit my way, or the highway, and in the driveway is a nice range.
So after stitching it up, the next thing you are going to do is to get your bias strip. We are going to use this bias strip to create a boning casing. Okay, so I'm using an elastic boning. So if it's a sewable boning, you can decide to sew it down on your material, but since it's a non-sewable boning, I'm going to use this bias strip to create the boning casing. So can you see how I sew this down on my material? So the next thing I'm going to do is to get my boning, then I will insert it. So when inserting your boning, the curved part of the boning should face upward. So when you insert it, you are going to get your pressing iron and press it down so that it can relax. So having done all this, the next thing we are going to do is to get our lining to cover up the rough edges. So this is how I'm going to place my lining. So this is how the lining is going to cover up the rough edges. So you can see how I placed it. I'm just going to get one part of the seam line at the center front. Okay, so this is how I'm just going to place the lining. So just follow what I'm doing, and you are going to place the lining on that part of the seam line at the center front. Okay, so you are just going to pin it. After pinning it carefully, just grab one part of the seam line at the center front. Okay, grab one part and you are just going to carefully pin the lining down. Okay, so you are grabbing the seam line, one part of the seam line of the center front, that is on the side that you want to cover up. I hope this makes sense. Just follow what I'm doing, you understand that is very, very simple but quite technical. So after pinning it down carefully, you are just going to go and sew it down. So I will pin it down, then I will show you guys how it looks like after pinning it down before going to sew it down.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need.
So after pinning it, I'm just turning it so you see how it looks like, and you can see the other part. I'm just going to place it like that, and then I will grab one part, the other part of the seam line remaining. Okay, so I'm just going to flip it over and grab the other part of the seam line remaining. I will pin it that way. So you can see it's very, very simple, quite technical, but very, very simple. So you go ahead and do that. So after sewing this is how it looks like. I'm just going to turn it, and you can see what we have here. So we've successfully covered one part, and we are going to cover the other parts, and that is the reason why we didn't sew the center front lining together. So just grab one part of the same line like you are seeing. So just flip it over and you grab one part of the center seam line remaining, and you are just going to pin it just like you are seeing here. So once you pin it, you are going to make sure that each seam line matches up. Okay, so after pinning it, you are going to go ahead and sew it down, and we are done covering up the rough edges.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.
So after covering it up, this is how it looks like. Wow, this is so beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. So can you see everywhere is covered? So this is the back. I'm going to join the yoke. Okay, so this is how I'm going to place the yoke. So I'm going to place the yoke and I will pin it down.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight, gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change.
This is how I'm going to place the lining on top of it. Then I will go and sew it down. So, and for the loop, I'm not going to show how to do that because I've already showed it twice on my previous tutorial, which I will be linking down under the comment section. So after that, just join it side by side and also at the shoulder point, and we are done. So guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please kindly do so, and if you've not liked this video at this point, kindly do so. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.